What's up, y'all? My name's Leticia, and you're listening to Confessions from the Closet, a podcast all about vulnerability and overcoming. It's time we get ourselves unstuck from these boxes and these closets that we've allowed ourselves to be trapped in. We're so much bigger than these boxes we've been in. It's time we go deep, y'all. What is up, guys? I have tried to record this so many times. I'm going to go ahead and put on my favorite oil, Valor. This is what I wore when I was getting ready to do my testimony when I spoke at church. It's like what I think Roman soldiers used when they were going into battle to help them with courage and fear. So that's what I'm going to use. I have recorded this episode so many times. I've recorded it on just audio, had it all edited, listened to it, and then I decided I wanted to do video with it. And when I finally did it with video, I recorded, I got it done. I didn't like it, but then I went to edit it, and my mic, this one, which is going to produce better audio, only recorded the first 5 minutes. So my plan was to record it last week, but then we had my daughter's birthday. We went out of town, and it just feels like excuse after excuse. And then yesterday when I wanted to record it, I started coming up with new DIYs that I was going to do. I wanted to build a vanity for my wife, and Valentine's Day is coming up. So I was like, I'll do that. And then I was like, I'll finish this. And I realized I was getting back into my pattern where I like to come up with new things to do instead of doing the thing that I was focused on and the thing that I've committed to doing, which is recording this episode. This is the first episode of my podcast. And as of right now, the name is Confessions from the Closet. And that name feels so weird for me, but I've prayed about it and I really feel like it's supposed to be that. Not because this is supposed to be this gay thing, because I definitely don't like labels or identity things. I am Leticia. That is who I am. I am a mother. I'm a wife. Being gay is just part of who I am. I love Jesus. But I really feel like we all have closets. We have tiny little closets. And by closets, I mean things that we're hiding. Things that have happened to us, things that we've carried in our life, things that are scary for us to admit, those vulnerable things that we're hiding. And as a gay person, I was forced into a closet. I hid that secret for years. I know I was around 12 years old when I started hiding and figuring out that I was different. And I started doing my own research about why that word homosexual that I kept hearing in church, what it meant. And I looked it up in the index in my Bible, like my mom had taught me. I looked it up in the encyclopedias, and then I looked it up in the dictionary, and then I went to that word and I looked it up, and I did a bunch of research because that's what I was raised to do. And I carried this secret for 12 years. And I was carrying around shame, and I was carrying around fear, and I was carrying around disgust for myself as this young child who just loved Jesus and realized she was wrong by the stuff she had done on her own. I realized I was wrong, or I believed that lie. And I just began hiding who I was. And we all have a closet of some sort. Mine happens to be that. And as we go through this podcast on episodes, I hope to have people on who are willing to be vulnerable as well, that they might help someone who suffers or struggles or whatever with that same thing, that same little closet. When I was growing up, I didn't have anyone to look up to that was like, yes, you can be gay and Christian. Everything that I found, everything that was available to me told me otherwise. It told me I was going to hell. I was an abomination. And Lord, help me if anyone found out. But now, 9 years after coming out, I'm 33 years old. I've been married to my wife for 7 years. I have a 10-year-old daughter who my wife carried and a 2-year-old son who I carried. And I'm on a worship team at our amazing church. We were the first gay couple. They've dedicated our children. It wasn't easy getting to where we are, but that's where we are. And it was only by the grace of God and following his spirit instead of listening to all those lies that told me this is not possible. This life will never happen. God told me otherwise, and I just trusted him. As hard and painful as it was, I trusted him with each step. And this podcast, I hope to share stories that might encourage others who are in the same place I was, or in places that other people, my friends or people that I know of, have been in. Because I think that our vulnerability and our stories are our most powerful tool and our most powerful weapon against oppression and depression and suppression. When we're willing to be vulnerable, we give other people the permission to be vulnerable. And I felt like I was supposed to do something like this for a long time. So if you're watching me on YouTube, you can see us, and that I love getting to watch people on video. I like getting to see their faces and their expressions. And if you're listening to us just on a podcast, whatever podcast app, then that's awesome. And I hope you subscribe. I hope you share this with people who you think it might help and benefit. This has really been something on my heart for a long time. And just recording this first episode feels so uncomfortable and so awkward, I think, because I'm by myself and I'm just sharing parts of my story and why I want to do this podcast. I've recorded one already with a friend of mine, and I just truly felt the presence of God with me the whole time, and he was encouraging me that I was doing the right thing and I was on the right path for whatever the story that I have, the story I've been given, the people I've met. Sharing these stories was important. And I hope that you find it helpful. I hope that it gives you encouragement and hope. I by no means think I've got it all figured out. I don't. I'm doing this right now, and my son, he's upstairs asleep. My daughter's doing homeschool. And I was like, don't bother me. I'm going to go film. I'm going to get this done. And here we are. If you have something that you want to know about, if there's something in my life that you've seen on social media that I've shared, please reach out to me. Please message me. I would love to talk about things that y'all want to know about. I would love to meet you where you are. And my whole journey to where mine and my wife's life has always been about love and understanding and grace, which is not, they're not easy things to do, but they are things that are so deep in who I am and who I was raised to be that is just what I do. Like when I came out, I had to put myself in the other people's shoes. Like when I was telling them, like, this was new to them. This was different. This was scary. This wasn't what they planned. And it's not what they saw, I guess. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling. But if there's anything that you've seen or anything that you've struggled with, please reach out to me, because I'd love to talk about it more. I feel like voice is so much better than just writing a post on Instagram, because you can hear and feel and see emotions so much more through someone's voice. And I love podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. It's all I do on road trips and while I'm cleaning or whatever. Podcasts are where I'm at. Yeah. The second episode will be with me and my mom. I'll be talking to her about her side of what, how she saw me growing up and what she felt when I was coming out and the struggles that she went through and through loving and supporting me, losing her church, losing a lot of things, and my side of the story. And, I'll do episodes with my sister, with my wife's sister. I've done some with a friend from church. And I just plan on talking about stories and situations because, when you're in it, it feels like it's never going to get better. It feels like it's sometimes one of the most painful things coming out. But I can tell you it does get better, as cliche as that sounds. So many people who were not super crazy about it in the beginning, especially when me and Maddie, decided we were going to get married, which was super fast. And that's a whole different story. They have come around, and just by being around us, they see that it's not what they thought. The image of being gay or being LGBTQ that we were given as children growing up is not the truth, and it is not at all a reflection of what my life is. And that is the point of this podcast, as showing that we have been given a false image of what it means to be LGBTQ plus, and I'm sure I'll screw that up a million times because, like I said, labels are weird for me. But the lie that you can't be Christian and be gay, it's a lie. And I just hope to help show people that through stories, through my life, through things that we're working through even currently. So if you like this, if this sounds interesting to you, please subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is. Share it with your friends. I have no idea what I'm doing, but normally that is the case. If you've seen me do my DIY projects on my Instagram, you know, I learn as I grow. I learn as I go. I figure it out along the way. I make a lot of mistakes, but I hope that this podcast will just get better with each episode. So bear with me as we're learning. And the name of the podcast may change. We'll see. But I do think we all have little closets. And I'd love to know what yours are after hearing this episode. If you have a closet, if you have that thing that you've been carrying around, that big secret, which to me, that's what a closet is. You're hiding a secret that you've always wanted to share with someone. Please message me, reach out. I would love to talk. Me and my wife have always said we want to be a couple that people can come to and find refuge, I guess, that we can encourage you. And I always share with her the messages that y'all sent me just before doing this. And we talk about it and we come up with like, what would our advice be? This is the podcast to me, my younger self, like the thing I wish I had. So please subscribe, reach out, be in touch. I'm so excited about this journey. I'm so excited about where the Holy Spirit will lead this. And I'm trusting him every step of the way. This is not about me. This is me just finally giving into something. It's terrifying for me, but I'm really excited. Thanks for listening.